Recently on Facebook, between me and my friends, there's been a lot of discussion about government assistance, but more specifically, unemployment benefits. I was just, on Facebook the other day, and I looked at a friend of mine's page, and it said that she had recently joined a group for drug testing in order to receive unemployment. And I thought, well, I wonder how many people feel the same way. So I wrote in my status a question, and it said, do you think people should be tested and have should have to be tested and pass a drug test in order to receive unemployment? All of the people who responded but one person said yes. That one person said that it would be offensive and they would find it degrading if they had to take a drug test to receive unemployment. Now I kind of understand that, but I kind of don't either, because a lot of jobs you have to get drug tested to work, to pay into unemployment. And that's a point that another friend made further down the line. He said, if I have to get drug tested to get a job to pay into unemployment, why should the person who's taking out of unemployment not have to be drug tested? To me, that makes perfect sense. And to me, that's not derogatory or offensive. But I've never had to take a drug test. All the jobs I ever had, it was not required, and I've never had to be on unemployment either. So I can't relate. But to me, it seems like a small step to have to take if you really do need some help. So in the end, majority said yes, drug testing should be required, and I will say that I totally agree. A couple days later, a friend of mine put a link on his Facebook about a senator, or someone who's running for senator in Alaska, I believe, who wants to just do away with unemployment. It basically said it was unconstitutional. I read that and I was like, oh, this will kind of reveal a little bit of the person I am and how I was raised, because part of me thought it was a good idea. And I'm just being totally frank with you right now. Part of me thought that, the people not depending on the government is a fabulous idea. Then part of me was like, but then there's people who truly can't find a job, or, who do need help, or they will be on the street, or they will die. And that thought made me think otherwise. So I read that article, there was a couple videos on that website, and then it got me to thinking, what would the unemployment rate be if unemployment was cut entirely? And at first I thought, well, if people aren't being paid to, I shouldn't say being paid to stay at home, but if people are being paid to not work, basically, when they stop being paid to not work, they have to go out and find a job. So the unemployment rate has to go down. And I've looked and I read around. There was a couple people who believe that, and then there was a lot of people who don't believe that. It's all beliefs, basically. It's what they think, and some people can bend the numbers around to have it go one way, and some people can bend the numbers around to have it go another way. In a perfect world, if I could control the situation, I would go back in time and make it so that our government never initiated any kind of welfare program That way, the people of the United States never would have gotten used to the government taking care of them. It just wouldn't be an issue. Like, there would be no thought, oh, well, why isn't the government helping me survive while I don't have a job? Because it's your responsibility. Like that, if I could do that, I would do that in a heartbeat. And I know that sounds very harsh, but think about it. If we never got used to the government taking care of us, we would never know the difference. So, but since we do know the difference, since the government is taking care of us in a way and taking care of people, I think they have to continue doing it. I don't like that idea that people have to be dependent on the government to survive, because I don't think that's what our founding fathers wanted, but that's the way it is now, so we guess we have to continue doing that. So in the end, it was nice to hear other people's opinions on the situation, and now that I'm unemployed, I won't be collecting unemployment benefits because I quit my job, but I will be able to verify what a lot of these people said on the websites that I was reading after the one posted about the senator. I can verify whether their accusations or their statements that it's impossible to find a job. I can assess whether those are true or not, because I will be heading back to New York City tomorrow to start looking for a job. Thank you guys for listening to me ramble on, and I hope that this made you think a little bit about unemployment and how the government runs things, and what maybe we could do to change and make things better.